everyone, welcome to the latest From the Desk video. Well, this week is going to be a big week. You're going to hear from me a couple of times this week. First and foremost, I just wanted to get a video out to talk about a couple of things. Firstly, the markets, and we saw an interest rate rise last week, which probably surprised a lot of economists and slightly surprised us as well. The feeling in the general economy is that the consumer is under a bit of pain, and that we're certainly seeing anecdotal evidence of spending issues and cost increase issues and various things that are signalling that the RBA should halt interest rate rises very soon. And it's a little bit of they're treading a very, very fine line in terms of interest rate rises, in the sense that they're really hurting probably the 20 to 45 year olds into the housing market, but they're actually rewarding the 55 plus people with term deposits and cash accounts and things like that. And as we know, there's certainly two sides to this same coin at the moment, so they need to be a bit careful about how they're treating all segments of this market. That being said, the expectations from a lot of the economists at this stage is still that interest rates will roll over with I know recently I read the Commonwealth Bank economist report is saying that interest rates will be down to from 3.85 at the moment down to 2.35 probably late next year, if not earlier. So that expectation is still there, which will be supportive of share markets and still supportive of property markets as well. Share markets probably come out the other side. It's had a good start to 2023, up 5 or 6% so far. Things, even though we're reading bad news and hearing bad news, the share market is relatively well behaved for now, and certainly we expect that to continue. And the banking stories that you're still reading with Silicon Valley Bank and more recently a couple of other regional banks, again, we're still thinking that's been relatively well contained. ANZ came out with a record profit result the other day, which was great. Macquarie came out with a record profit result, which was good as well. So overall, we feel like the markets are in relatively good shape moving forward. So the other part of today's conversation that I wanted to talk about was just around tax time. 30th of June, fast approaching. It's one of those hard deadlines, and want to make sure that all of you just stop and think. If you need to come and speak to me about your tax stuff, make sure you reach out straight away so that we can book a time in. We've got basically 7 weeks to sort it all out. The key things are, make sure you've got your contributions in. So as you know, you're allowed to put in 27,500 this year. And remembering you've also got that option, if your balance is less than $500,000 in super, you can go back 5 years and catch up contributions if you want. And for people that have made large capital gains this year in terms of property sales or other things, that could be quite handy. Particularly, even some of my farming clients might look at that option after having a fairly good year from the land. The second thing is for the clients that are taking age-based pensions or pensions out of their super, make sure you've taken your minimum. That can be quite disastrous if you don't take the minimum out. So have a look at how much you've taken for this year. Make sure you take that extra little bit if you are taking it out regularly, and also ensure that you've got all your ducks lined up in a row from a liquidity point of view. If you're taking a blob out, at the end of the financial year, make sure that you've got the cash there. That's crucial. You don't want to be messing around close to end of June trying to make sure you've got the money there to take out. Other things are, the tax loss selling, from making sure you work through your capital gains tax issues. Make sure you have a bit of a look at that. And in general, just have a bit of a tidy up ready for the new financial year, which will be around the corner. So lots to think about, lots to do in the short term. You'll hear from me later on this week. It's budget night tomorrow night. Looking forward to see what the government will come out with, and I'll circle back with a video on the outcomes from the budget night. Reach out if you need anything re your tax stuff for 30th of June, and I look forward to speaking to you soon. Cheers.